The terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, commonly referred to as 9/11, represent one of the most transformative and tragic moments in modern history. Coordinated assaults on the World Trade Center in New York City and the Pentagon near Washington, D.C. claimed nearly 3,000 lives and reshaped global politics, security, and society. While official investigations and countless academic studies have analyzed the events, a parallel discourse emerged almost immediately: the proliferation of conspiracy theories. This paper seeks to provide a comprehensive examination of both the official record and the many alternative interpretations that arose in the aftermath of 9/11. By exploring facts, theories, and critiques, the objective is to develop a balanced understanding of why this event continues to inspire debate decades later. On the morning of September 11, 2001, 19 hijackers affiliated with Al-Qaeda commandeered 4 commercial airliners. At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. At 9:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight 175 struck the South Tower. At 9:37 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 hit the Pentagon, and at 10:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight 93 crashed into a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, after passengers attempted to regain control. The Twin Towers collapsed within hours, producing shocking images that circled the globe. Nearly 3,000 individuals from over 90 countries lost their lives. These attacks set in motion the US-led war on terror, including military campaigns in Afghanistan and Iraq. The 9/11 Commission report, released in 2004, remains the most comprehensive government document addressing the attacks. It concluded that Al-Qaeda, led by Osama bin Laden, had orchestrated the plan and exploited weaknesses in US intelligence coordination. Engineering studies conducted by the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, attributed the collapse of the towers to the combined impact of the planes and subsequent fires that weakened structural steel supports. Flight 93's crash was attributed to the bravery of passengers who resisted the hijackers. Evidence recovered from the Pentagon, including black box recordings and aircraft debris, confirmed the official account of Flight 77's trajectory. These findings reinforce the narrative of a coordinated terrorist operation rather than internal sabotage. Emergence of conspiracy theories. Despite the detailed investigations, alternative explanations quickly surfaced. Conspiracy theories often arise after traumatic events where the official narrative seems unsatisfying or when anomalies are magnified. In the case of 9/11, widespread media coverage, inconsistencies in eyewitness accounts, and mistrust of governmental institutions fueled alternative narratives. Theories suggested that the US government allowed the attacks to happen, orchestrated them as a false flag, or that hidden actors such as foreign intelligence agencies played key roles. Books, films, and online platforms amplified these ideas, ensuring their persistence into the present day. Popular conspiracy theories. Among the multitude of theories, several stand out as particularly influential. 1. Controlled demolition theory. Advocates argue that the Twin Towers and World Trade Center Building 7, which collapsed later that day despite not being hit by a plane, exhibited characteristics of controlled demolition. They point to the speed of collapse, the symmetry, and reports of explosions. 2. Pentagon strike controversy. Skeptics claim that a Boeing 757 could not have caused the relatively narrow damage to the Pentagon. Some argue that a missile or a smaller aircraft was involved. 3. Flight 93 shoot-down theory. Rather than crashing due to passenger resistance, some allege that the plane was shot down by US military jets to prevent it from reaching Washington, D.C. 4. Inside job hypothesis, perhaps the most pervasive theory, suggesting that elements within the US government orchestrated or facilitated the attacks to justify wars in the Middle East and expansions of domestic surveillance. 5. Foreign intelligence theories, claims that Israel's Mossad, Saudi officials, or other international actors had foreknowledge or involvement in the attacks, motivated by geopolitical strategy. Critiques of conspiracy theories. Experts in engineering, aviation, and security have countered these theories extensively. Controlled demolition. NIST studies demonstrate that fire-induced structural weakening is consistent with observed collapse dynamics. No evidence of explosives has been found in debris samples. Pentagon strike. Photographic and physical evidence confirms aircraft wreckage at the site, along with DNA identification of passengers. Flight 93, cockpit voice recordings provide direct evidence of passengers confronting hijackers, leading to the crash. Inside job. While failures in intelligence and communication were documented, no credible evidence has ever substantiated claims of deliberate government orchestration. These critiques underscore that conspiracy theories often rely on selective interpretation or lack of context rather than verifiable data. Sociological and cultural impact of theories. The endurance of 9/11 conspiracy theories illustrates broader sociological dynamics. In times of crisis, individuals seek narratives that impose order on chaos. Theories provide psychological comfort by attributing events to human intention rather than random chance. Additionally, mistrust in government, exacerbated by controversies such as the Iraq War and revelations of domestic surveillance, has sustained skepticism toward official accounts. Culturally, 9/11 conspiracies have inspired films, literature, and countless online debates, becoming a permanent fixture in discussions of truth and power in the digital age. Global consequences of 9/11. Beyond the immediate tragedy, 9/11 reshaped global geopolitics. The United States initiated wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, arguing that regime changes were necessary to combat terrorism. These conflicts have resulted in hundreds of thousands of deaths and ongoing instability in the Middle East. Domestically, the USA Patriot Act expanded surveillance powers, igniting debates over privacy and civil liberties. Internationally, alliances shifted, with NATO invoking Article 5 for the first time. Meanwhile, Muslim communities worldwide experienced increased stigmatization, which conspiracy theories sometimes exploited to assign blame beyond factual evidence. Conclusion. September 11, 2001, remains one of the most significant events of the 21st century. The official record, supported by extensive evidence, attributes the attacks to al-Qaeda operatives exploiting systemic vulnerabilities. Yet the parallel rise of conspiracy theories reveals much about public psychology, distrust in institutions, and the complexities of information in the digital era. Understanding both the facts and the theories, without conflating the two, allows for a deeper appreciation of why 9/11 continues to haunt global consciousness. While skepticism is healthy in democratic societies, it is essential to distinguish between critical analysis and unfounded speculation. Only by doing so can we honor the victims while also learning from history.